Welcome back. This is Raina in the World, and today we are starting seeds, getting everything organized, and getting things ready to go in the garden. Join me along today as we get started planting some seeds and getting all ready for our garden. Alright, so before we get started, I'm going to take you back to yesterday where I went to the garden center to pick up some supplies for seed starting. I did an inventory of all the seeds that I had from years past, looked at which things I was going to need to purchase for this upcoming year, and then went out to the store to grab a few things. So let's take a look. Hi there and welcome back. We are at our local garden center here to look for some spring seeds and plants to put in the ground for starting this year's garden. Alright, so we're back from the store. I wanted to show you some of the things that we got. So I picked up a couple bags of seed starting mix. One of the things that I've learned about starting seeds is that in a seed, a little seed has everything it needs to get started growing. It doesn't really need any fertilizer or anything like that yet, so while you can plant in compost, it's usually not necessary to plant most things in compost. Just a sterile bag of seed starting mix, something that's not gonna have any diseases or anything that could hurt the germination of your seeds is what's best for starting seeds. So I'm gonna try that. We'll see how well that works. And got a couple bags of that. Later on when things get transplanted, they might need some fertilizer, so I did get some organic garden fertilizer. Just a vegetable food. So for things that need that, I'll have that available. I also got a head of seed garlic. This is a elephant garlic variety. And some russet potatoes to start some potatoes. Also some red onion sets. Use a lot of onions in cooking, so we're going to start as many onions as we can this year. I also picked up a heat mat. This is one thing that I haven't tried before in seed starting, but is really helpful for things that need heat to germinate, like bell peppers and tomatoes. So this is a smaller one. It's the size of one 10-20 tray or one standard seedling tray. So this should be good for just the tray that I have my peppers and tomatoes and veggies that like warmness. And then a couple of packets of seeds. You'll see that I have probably way more seeds than I could ever need, but I picked up a few that I didn't have. So thyme, some pinto beans, we've got some green beans, a couple more sweet peppers, cauliflower, and oregano. So, I really want to, oh, also, I picked up this really cool insect house. So this one is specifically designed for leaf cutter bees. So a lot of people online have taken it upon themselves to build little insect box houses and things. And depending on the size of the holes that are in the structure that you build, it can be a home for different types of insects. And because we want beneficial insects in our garden, because it's going to help us to grow healthy plants and just be a beneficial thing for the environment, I picked up one of these. Maybe someday when I've got a bit more time and energy, I could figure out how to build one of my own, but I thought this was here at the garden center and I didn't want to pass up the opportunity to add something really great like this to my garden. And it's super cute. It's got a nice little red door that opens, so that's really fun. I'm excited about it. Okay, so this heat mat says perfect for flowers, vegetables, and herbs. Great for beginners. Set you two up for success by adding coveted root warmth. And it is the ideal size for a 10-20 tray. So I just wanted to test if this thing was actually the right size for the seedling tray. I kind of wanted to look at it and see what it looks like. So this is really cool. It's, you know, doesn't look super exciting, but it's actually got some instructions on the back, which is very helpful. So we'll definitely get this underneath our seedling tray. And it is pretty much exactly the size of the seedling tray, you can see. So that is going to be perfect. We'll plant one tray with things that need warmth for sprouting, and that will be the one that has this heat mat underneath it. And then when we set it up, we will have our cell tray, or our tray with the little squares in it, inside of this. So the tray with the squares, hold on, let me grab one so I can show you. So we'll have a bunch of these little cell trays all together, filling up one big tray like this. And when this big tray is filled up, these have holes in the bottom for drainage, which is very important because you don't want your things to get waterlogged or, you know, anything that's going to damage the roots. So these can drain down into this tray, the hard tray, which is less flimsy, more hard. It doesn't have holes in the bottom, so this is the one that you put on top of your table. And so this is what I would end up putting my heat mat on, like this. All of our little trays will be lined up in here. I'll plug my heat mat into the wall and probably on a timer, and that will be how we'll do it. So let's get started.
So here you'll see I've got all of my seeds laid out. I organized by type: tomatoes, peppers, greens like kale, bok choy, spinach, and then all of my herbs together so that I could decide what to plant and where. So now I'm adding the seeds that I got at the store to the ones that I had from previous years, organizing them in the piles and putting any ones that I'm not starting today in a bag for planting outside, labeled and in my bin.
You walked in and I thought, here we go. One look and I am all but sober. I forget that I've been here before. And suddenly you're all I see. The situation, it gets me frustrated. It's all in my head. I fall in love way too easily. I always need to remind myself, nothing of what I feel is real. But I'm such a drama queen. I know it's just a crush.
These ones I'm going to plant outside. Carrots, bok choy, snow peas.
I thought, here we go. Can you tell that I am all but sober? Never realized my friends went home. Suddenly you're all I need. The situation, it gets me frustrated. It's all in my head. I fall in love way too easily. I always need to remind myself, nothing of what I feel is real. But I'm such a drama queen. I know it's just a it's just a crush. I know it's just a crush. 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 I know it's just a crush. 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 I know it's just a, I know that it's just a crush. But I always read way too much into stuff. The thing of what I feel is real. But fuck, I'm such a drama queen. I know it's just a crush. I know it's just a
Okay, I just finished planting tomatoes and peppers, and in an attempt to keep organized this year, I'm putting all the seeds that I planted, tomatoes and peppers, into an envelope that says tomatoes and peppers, and I'm going to mark that we started it today. Next, I have to do my greens and herbs. So I'm going to do that the exact same way. I'm going to set up my, as I have my setup here with the different packets laid out that I'm going to plant per each 4-cell, I'm going to set them up right in front of me so I can see what they are, fill up my tray with soil, and then plant them out and label them as I go. That is the plan. We'll see how well we do. Hopefully I can keep it all straight. This is a lot of seeds to be managed all at once. So, thank you for sticking with me. We got rainbow chard, a salad blend, some curly leaf kale, some spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, cucumber, lettuce. These are herbs, so I'm going to do a little bit less of them. I'm going to do half of the 4-cell sage, half of the 4-cell of dill. So these two together, up here, chives and parsley, thyme and oregano, and cilantro. So now we just need soil. And I'm gonna just dump soil in. It is super windy outside. You can tell that it is definitely spring because we're getting a ton of rain and the storms are starting. I mean, with the seeds going and the storm brewing outside, I'm really getting like, is it summer yet vibes. You know, I am just so excited for the season change, and normally I'm not one to love spring. Fall is the season that has my heart. But this year, knowing that spring means longer days, I can spend more time outside, I can get my garden going and start to see some things grow. I do really feel like this spring is going to be more than just rain and hay fever, which is what I consider spring to be most of the time. Just sneezing and rain barn, but the rain is a good thing. The rain is going to be good for the garden. We need that water. It is going to help all of our beautiful things that we're planting to grow. So I'm actually quite excited to see some rain today. And you know, if we're lucky, we might be able to get out there in between a few raindrops and throw some things on the ground. Beds are not prepped. Didn't do any work outside yet. Wow, that wind is really kicking up. I'm kind of excited to see what's going on outside. We are going to have to take a peek after we finish the seeds. So, kale again. Any bay seed I'm going to just sprinkle. That's the kale. You probably could just plant outside right now. I'm creating these plugs thinking that they are going to be good to cut into the green stalk. Okay, just finished with my cucumbers. Now I'm planting some lettuce, and then I have to do the herbs. So we're getting close to the end here. Thank goodness. Oh, what I was saying before is I think that I will end up, the reason I'm planting these lettuces inside instead of putting them outside, a lot of them are cold hardy and could take a light frost, is because I think that these crops would do really well in the green stalk, and I want to try that out this year. So I'm planting them in these little cells so that when the seedlings have sprouted, I can transplant them into the green stalk. Okay, so that is lettuce.
Small city thinking, I get why you left. Small-minded people sure know how to drift. I came to the party, I laughed at the jokes you made. I wish that I hadn't, 'cause now the joke's on me. I didn't come here just so I could watch you make a mess. I didn't come here to ugly cry in my favorite dress. So what were you thinking then when you kissed your lips? Now I'm kinda glad you did, 'cause now you adore me, adore me. Go ahead now, adore me, adore me.
I'm also save some seeds, knowing that not everything is a success, and succession plans are even. That's not gonna happen. I don't have time for that. But there's a cute dog. Oh, hello. We're gonna make some delicious pizzas this summer. Oh my goodness! So I've been working on perfecting how to make pizza from the dough. Eventually making pizza from scratch, but right now there's a pizza dough crust from Trader Joe's that's vegan that is super yummy, and I got myself a large cast iron flat griddle. It is a cast iron round large griddle that I can make pizza on. Oh my goodness. You thought the thyme seeds were little. Look at how little these oregano seeds are. Oh my gosh, you have to see this. All right, friends, this is what we have done today. And we still have to get set up our grow station. The plan is to make this part of our grow station, to tame this beautiful beast of a cucumber plant, trim it down, truss it up on some supports, and then utilize this table space that currently has some pepper plants that have been overwintering, and put our seed starts here. Yes, let's figure out how to do that.
am recording what I planted and all the different seed starting cells into my planning notebook. I want to be able to remember, just in case I lose the labels that are on the sticks, what plants were planted in what cell. I found out last year that once things get outside or get watered a few times, they start to fade, and it is really hard to tell what you wrote on that teeny tiny popsicle stick in Sharpie. So this year I used pen and I double labeled.
While I was planting veggies, my mom was busy planting some flowers for the garden. So we got some flowers started here. Just wanted to give you guys a quick peek at some of the flowers that we're gonna have. Echinacea, bee balm, what's this? Cosmos. More cosmos, marigolds, more marigolds, more cosmos. I like to do a big sunflower wall this year, so I have lots of sunflower varieties. It's really exciting to me. And that's all for today. Thanks for joining me for some seed starting fun. I'm really excited to see what comes of our seed starting efforts today. I want to see what grows, what flourishes, and I'm excited to get things planted out in the yard. Join me next time. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and like and comment. Let me know, what are you planting in the garden? Have you started your seeds yet? What are you most excited about growing this year? Thanks so much again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.